So, dear friends, very good evening to you all. Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, sir, you're audible clearly.
Yeah. So, let me introduce first. So, I would like to welcome everyone to our session. So, let me introduce me first. My name is Palash Khan with Friendship. So, for today's session, we are very much happy to be here and to invite you all to join the session. And we have with us our honorable panelists. I'd like to introduce them. So before going to them, I would like to tell the today topics on which will talk about. So today our session would be on building climate resilience through locally lit adaptation through environment-friendly construction technology for resilience homes and infrastructure. So this is the topic. We are inviting you all to uh, hear all our from our honorable guest. So I'd like to introduce them. We have with us Mr. IMD Nafizur Rahman. He is the Principal Research Officer for Housing and Building Research Institute, Bangladesh Government. He is with us. So I'd like to welcome him
Thank you. Thank you.
for
Very good
today's
evening.
session. And okay, so welcome, Nafizur Rahman, sir. And then I would like to introduce our on more panelists. We have with us MD Shurif Al Kamal. He is the Assistant General Manager for Climate Action Sector for Friendship. And also we have another panelist with us. He is Mohammad Momtazuddin. He is also the Program Manager for the Climate Action Sector for the Friendship as well. So before going to the session, I would like to tell something about about our organization. To know the Friendship is a non-government organization is working mainly and out of 6 climate action sector is a private sector for Friendship. So you know that Friendship is very much well known for its hospital ships, and also we have a strong program in climate action. So here to the session, we'll focus on the climate change adaptation, focusing on the resilient in homes and infrastructure. So we'll start the session by a presentation. So I would like to request our colleague, Mr. Shorif Al Kamal first. Then we'll go for Momtazuddin, and then we'll go for our Nafiz Rahman sir. Maybe he will he'll talk a little bit later. So, Nafiz sir, we'll come to you. So, before going to you, I would like to welcome our colleague, Mr. Shorif Al Kamal, to share his presentation. So, Shorif Kamal, Shorif bhai, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Oh, so please you start. And so I would like to welcome you once again, and you please start.
Okay, let me share my screen first. Can you see my presentation here?
Yes, we can see.
Okay. Yeah, okay. First of all, thank you, everyone, our panelists, dear panelists, my colleagues, and the audience. And thank you to Gobeshona global team to giving me this opportunity to here. about our first of all, in my presentation, I will discuss about how the local people constructing the green infrastructure and houses, and this infrastructure and houses are protecting them from climatic disaster. Uh, I can start. First of all, we develop the resources hub in our each community. Like we have trained the 351 mason and carpenter by the technical assistance from Housing and Building Research Institute. We take support different categories like how to produce the green construction materials and eco-friendly materials. So many techniques and so many technology we have taken from the HBRI, and we train so many carpenters and our masons how to build these eco-friendly materials in our community level. We also produce the green building materials and develop the green building materials by developing the entrepreneurship in our local community. And we also construct and develop and the our main focus in each intervention. Like when we select the entrepreneur, a new entrepreneur, that time we take the community consultation and the community participation and the communities we prioritize the communities needs and many more. Uh, Next step, we develop 32 entrepreneur and we support them in the micro and medium scales machineries like we provide them the semi-automatic hollow block and block machines to our total in uh, southern part of Bangladesh. And now this so many houses and infrastructure are developing, and we there are so many job opportunity are created in by this entrepreneurship by developing this entrepreneur. And another intervention, resilience home and infrastructure for the northern part of our there are every year so many every year the northern part of Bangladesh are facing the flood. This flood are severally come in every year. That's why place is 100% using by the environmental like we develop this cluster village by sand filling, and this sand collected from nearby the river, and this by the collecting this sand from nearby river, one side the river's capacity also increased, and this also reduce the flood risk of Bangladesh. And from the beginning of this construction, we always take the communities decision and communities engagement. We also every moment we engage the community from the land selection and beneficiary selection. And during the construction period, the community people also involved in this total 120 families during the flood. But period we put we 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 support them 25 families permanently living in housing, green infrastructure, the glass grasses to protect this plinth. And another one for the cyclone coastal area of Bangladesh, we already developed 6 climate resilient houses in 5 coastal sub-district area and 3 more houses under the construction. We construct these houses by using the locally collected and eco-friendly materials. We build these houses by collecting the sand from the nearby river, by mobilizing the local community people, how to build these houses, how to build the sand cement hollow block by the local materials, by using the local materials. And we developed cement channel. We do floor, we use the ferro cement channel. You can see the middle portion in right side. This is the channel. We build this channel by the technical, take the technical assistance from the HBRI. HBRI support them the technical assistance to how to build this ferro cement channel, how we can set and how we can fix this ferro cement channel in our houses, and we secure one family during the cyclone or tidal. We secure total 5 families for each our cyclone resilient houses. And during the construction of these houses, we also take the community lead. We also take the community from the planning, construction, and the after finishing houses, it's totally 145. Total 45 houses will be built by the and will use the wood and the tin CGI sheet to build this house. And we are planning. We have a design and plan to make a loop in the middle portion of these houses. During the flood, they can take shelter in the loop. Total 3 families can be take shelter in each houses during the flood. And another one intervention we are implementing part of Bangladesh. It's a very unique design. This is called static cum floatable latrine. This floatable latrine and static cum floatable latrine in the normal period use as a static latrine. You see in the picture, there are 5 drums. We connect one flexible pipe to our soffit. This normal period they can use this very easily during the flood or tidal surge period. This latrine automatically floated maximum 4 or 5 feet high. That time they can also use the same as usual in the normal period. And total 10 families can be used during the disaster period of this latrine. Basically, this latrine designed to secure the water during the disaster and to reduce the waterborne diseases, and to continuously they can use their latrine. So we built this latrine. Total 70 static cum floatable latrine we already developed in our community level. And another green infrastructure, my another colleagues Mumtaz Bhai can be discussed. Request Mumtaz Bhai to discuss about this green infrastructure.
Yeah, thank you very much, Surim Bhai, for giving me the opportunity. So as Sharif Bhai already mentioned, the eco-friendly materials. So we are working with for the Novopollo project that is funded by FCDO. We are building many connecting road, access road, and also supported people with the hollow block and solid block machines for producing the environment friendly construction materials. So here we can see we have constructed 12.23 kilometer eco road with slope protection with the environment friendly materials, and also we are building 5 climate resilient cattle sheds, and also we are now working for building 1,250 plus homes and facilities. So if we look at the picture on the right, on the top of the right and left side, these roads are constructed mainly with the uni-blocks. As already Suribhai mentioned in his presentation, these uni-blocks are made by riverine sand and cement only. And as we are as this is produced only with sand and cement, so these are environment friendly materials, and we use no clay brand bricks here. In the middle of the top picture, we also made some blocks, CC blocks, that is stone, sand and cement. So we haven't used any bricks also there. And in the bottom, we can see we used uni blocks in the roads, and also this is our innovation that usually, the palisading works is done by the RCC slab that is 4 inch or more than 4 inch thick. But instead, we are using ferrocement plate that is only 1.5 inch. So we experimented and we are using, and actually they are using their strength is almost similar to the RCC block, as the thickness of this plate is almost 1/3 of the concrete block. So we are using less cement, less MS bar, and also using no stone or brick chips. So this way we are contributing to reducing carbon dioxide emission. Thank you. Thank you, Sharif Bhai. Over to you. Sharif Bhai, do you hear me? Palarza, do you hear me?
I think Sharif Bhai is, I think he lost the connection, most probably. Am I
Sir,
audible?
can you? Yes, sir, you are audible, sir. Can you carry on the presentation, or can anyone from your panel can carry on the presentation, sir?
So I think Mr. Palashda, are you there, Palashda? So you can. I think he's also he can back again. Palashda, can you hear us? I think moderator also lost the connection. Probably.
They are joining from quite remote locations, so
Yeah.
Sorry for the interruption. Maybe
they're back.
Sharif bhai, Sharif bhai. Hello, Sharif bhai. Can you hear me?
I think Sharif bhai is out of connection. I think he's not here. So,
Okay.
Polarda, you can, yeah.
So let us continue. So I would like to give a little bit about why this session is very much important for us. We know that around we in Bangladesh we have almost more than 7,000 brick kiln, and it produces almost 23 billion bricks per year. And for producing this brick, the brick owner they normally use clay. It's almost 3.35 billion CFT of clay. So this clay actually they are using the topsoil, which is very detrimental for the soil health. So on the other hand, if we can say another statistics, our annual carbon dioxide emission from the bricks is almost 15.65 million tons. So bricks also contribute huge carbon dioxide in the atmosphere. So in that case, if we can use alternatives to brick, then it will reduce dependency on the bricks. On the other hand, it will help to reduce the emission of carbon dioxide, and it will help for the mitigation effort for the government and for
My parents, আমি আর কি মিষ্টি পাবো।
Yes, sir, the presenter is not audible. Can any of from your team can carry on the dialogue?
Can you please hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes.
I can hear you, Asmapa.
Yeah, okay. I think here we are all in Mongla, so that's why internet disruptions occur here. So I would like to request to Nafis sir to presenting his presentation. Please, sir. Over to you.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. Good evening, everyone. I would like to express my gratitude to ICCCAD, Gobeshona, and Friendship for inviting me and giving me the opportunity to present and say something about the present work of HBRI, what we are doing regarding these issues. Momtaz Bhai and Sharif Bhai correctly mentioned that we are closely working with Friendship from past couple of years, and so actually I'm sharing my slide. So is it visible now?
Yes, it is clearly visible.
Okay, okay. Okay, so let me introduce myself again. I am MD Nafsur Rahman. By training, I'm an architect, and I also work for renewable energy and energy efficiency, my expertise. And presently, I'm working at Housing and Building Research Institute as Principal Research Officer. So in HBRI, so little bit about HBRI. HBRI is an autonomous organization under the Ministry of Housing and Public Works. We do research. Mostly we do research on our main objective is research on to produce sustainable building materials and invent some technologies. We also conduct research for eco-friendly structure development and mostly our focus on design some disaster resilient infrastructure. We also contribute in policy formulation. You may be aware about the National Building Code. We also we have developed in 1993. Then we updated at 2006. Again, we updated it 2021. but it has to be NDC 2020. And we also developed the national housing policy first in 1993, but later on. So we are also working with the friendship closely, and we also developed the another guideline for rural housing. And this year actually we also developed another guideline for green building, which is Green Arch, Green Affordable and Resilient Certificate for Habitats. So we have contributed in lots of policy formulation. And we also collaborate with national and international organizations, as we also collaborate with Friendship and some universities here. We provide some training for capacity development of professionals, architect, engineers, and contractors, even homeowners, and also obviously for construction workers. So I already mentioned, and Ulzda also mentioned that the contribution of CO2 and consumption of fertile topsoil in brick industries. So, and also government has given some target that all public construction must utilize the non-fired brick instead of fired brick in their construction, mostly in wall construction. And to achieve the target, actually, we have conducted some research to support this target. And we are actually trying to identify some effective admixture because most of the big sand cement. So now we are focusing on sand cement block. So that's actually we require some admixture with the cement for more strength and workability. We are also searching for use the plastic waste. Plastic waste is another problem in our it's mostly in cities, big cities. So utilize the plastic waste into the blocks and then ETP sludge, because the government, the Department of Environment, they have the policy that zero discharge ETP. So we can treat the fluid, liquid water, but the sludge management is still, we are facing lots of problems. So we have already developed some block with that. And beside that, we are also utilizing the hydron slag, and we also invent some big chips alternative, which is developed from the concrete solid blocks. And beside that, we also work with almost zero energy block, which will be made out of mycelium. So we are using the mushrooms stream for developing blocks. So the slides are not there, but here, but we are working on that. So it is in our research. And there are almost 7,000 brick industries, traditional brick clean. So we have to shift from this traditional brick to the alternative brick. That's why we require this sort of this pointer is there. Okay. So brick sand cement brick machine. Almost, if we consider that half of the 7,000, we record almost 3,500 this type of factories all over the country. So we need huge amount of this machine. So there is a huge program coming up in this sector. And we also conducting another research, which is we are studying the sand quality of different river, so that any entrepreneur come to us and then we can give them suggestion that the recipe of the block within the nearby sand from the nearby river. And this another study shows that if we construct 1,000 square feet floor area house, and if you construct the walls with traditional brick, it will emit almost 7.2 tons of carbon dioxide. But if we use this type of hollow blocks, it will reduce up to 4 tons. And if you go further with ASC block, autoclave aerated block, which is very lightweight and new technology, so it requires some big industrial setup, it will emit only 3 tons, almost half. So now we are actually focusing on intermediate technology, concrete hollow blocks. We are promoting this because it is easily replicable easily manufacturable in any parts of the country. And later on, our focus, our aim target is to go for this type of ASC block in future. So HBRI, from HBRI, we have focusing the several disaster. We have developed some housing prototypes like this. If we see the right left corner of this top corner of this slide, you can see that this is circular shape and steel house we have developed proposed in coastal areas. We have developed this in Satkira, and then riverbank irrigation area. This building looks like is permanent, but it is dismantleable. There is some nut bolt joint, so we can uh, dismantle this and can shift it in another place. And this is a flat for flat prone areas. This is floating house. This house made out of concrete, but it floats during flood. And this is for prefabricated house for flood affected areas. So we have different types of housing, and this is in the right bottom corner. You can see there's some photograph. This is the we have developed almost 80 house in Dakub, 200 house in Dakub, Khulna after Aila. So we have developed so different types of housing in different parts of for the different parts of the country, and this is the another research we have conducted at 2007-8 at this time. During that time, actually, this is the eco housing concept. This is the concept of making a eco village. The house will served by natural resources like solar energy, wind energy, and then biogas. We have introduced the rainwater harvesting system here. We utilize the locally available building materials. So lots of things actually accumulated in single project, and based and from the findings of the project, actually we have updated the national building code later on. So include this sort of this findings in our national building code. This is another uh, housing prototype we have developed at HBRI. Not developed, actually, we conducted one workshop with famous architect Ilona Otram Khaliri. Actually, she's an US-based architect, and we organized training for our architects. This is actually art bag shelter. So you can see the art bag. This is a plastic bag, and we are pouring mud and then ramming and laying layer by layer, and we can build a this dome shape house. So this is very stable under disaster. So the idea is to so after in disaster, we only required to ship this bag roll, which is very lightweight, and then local community can build emergency shelter there. So this is the idea of this training. We also developed some guidelines. So we had one project with the support of JICA. So it, 6 university from Bangladesh and 4 university from Bangladesh and 4 university from Japan actually work together for developing this earthquake resilient guideline in urban areas. So we have 5 guidelines developed. So this is another policy intervention we have done for earthquake. And this is the National Building Code I mentioned earlier. So it actually derives from the Building Construction Act 1952. And now we have updated building code, BNBC 2022. And in this building code, actually, we introduce another chapter. So energy efficient sustainability. So we tried to make our building code more green. So we have updated the wind speed graph map, and then earthquake map also we have revised. We address the flood issues, fire safety, and building retrofitting, construction safety. So these are the safety issues and disaster issues also addressed by the National Building Code. And our National Building Code is part of our law, so it is mandatory for everyone for construction. These are the so I think all of you about aware about this sort of thing, this sort of map and photographs. This is the common disaster in Bangladesh. We are, every year we affected by floods. Even past couple of years, we actually are facing sudden flash flood, and then cyclone is also regular phenomena here. So and beside that, we also have landslide, earthquake, and salinity. So lots of disaster were surrounded us. So keeping in mind, actually, we have to, so even after every disaster, actually, the first victim is the household. So household and the people living in disaster prone areas, actually, they have to expend all of their savings for either maintenance or repair of their household. So this is the, so that's actually our idea is to uh, provide some technologies or develop some technologies whether they can make their home permanent uh, than before. And these are the another, so you can see that recent past three uh, remarkable or big cyclone occurred in Bangladesh. So the Cedar, then Ayla, and then Amphan. So they, those three has different character. But if you see the from the right chart, bar chart, you can see the uh, damage in household. So different. So potential actually the damage also reduced for permanent and partial because the construction technique and practice and awareness grown. But still, there is a huge scope to address these sort of issues. So these are the housing pattern because you know Bangladesh is the riverine country, so our housing pattern actually dominated by the river water. So you see that this is a bamboo house. So all river bank areas, all the bamboo house are available there. So people used to make a house with bamboos, and then CI sheet river bank erosion areas actually they require some impermanent materials. So that's why actually this sort of CI sheet is most popular in flood prone areas and some river erosion areas. And mud, if you see the mud house, most of the western part of the country, mud houses are more popular because the characteristic of the mud and the and flood free zone. So that's why actually the housing typology also changed. So keeping in mind that that we actually need to we have developed a guideline with the support of friendship and shelter cluster standard guidebook for rural housing. So in the house in this guideline, actually we focus we address this sort of disaster, and we try to give some solution to whether they can build more permanent household with this sort of our research and research-based technology. Like we have developed some concrete block, hollow blocks, thermal blocks, sandstone blocks. So even we have even you can how we can update or estimate our make estimate of the structure with available or existing building materials as well. So these are thing, and after any disaster, the woman is the first victim, and there I think they took the responsibility uh, uh, from the construction, from build production to maintenance of the house, and after disaster, actually they become as a volunteer. And if you see the right bottom corner, so actually they again try to accumulate all salvage materials to rebuild their home. So keeping in this mind, actually we try to uh, train the local women with the support of friendship, so that they can take lead in reconstruction their household and develop their house. So this is the one household actually we have developed with the support of friendship in Shatkara areas. So the women actually they trained up and they guided the local craftsmen how to make this house, and they also supervise there. So this is the changes actually we are trying to uh, uh, bring in the practice. And after construction of this household, actually, so this is the left. You can see the uh, commonly used the traditional cyclone shelter. This is community based, so the area is very small, so it required lots of people to give shelter. But now our idea is to make small household as a shelter, so that it can give shelter about 5-6 families within this community. So if we can develop this sort of then we can be able to give them more comfort and more secure environment in coastal areas and disaster prone areas. And we already got the national award for the environment in 2018 for our research and development, mostly environment friendly brick production. I thank you. That was my all about my presentation. Thank you.
Thank you, Nafis sir, for highlighting the critical role of policy integration using local constructions and research in scaling up the resilient infrastructure. That was incredibly informative. And also thank you, Shorib Bhai, for insightful overview of community-driven infrastructure and sustainable construction materials. I'm sure our audience has some questions. I see we have grassroots representatives in the audience. Feel free to share your perspectives. You can submit your question via the chat box or raise your hand to speak. Shorib Bhai and Momtaj Bhai, are you there?
Yes, I am here.
Okay, Shorib Bhai, I have a question for you. Could you elaborate on how communities choose materials like hollow blocks or interlocking pavements? Shorib Bhai?
Yes.
Could you elaborate on how communities choose materials like hollow blocks?
Community people basically they're using in previously the firewood clay barn bricks in their houses to build their houses. After train this community people and how to produce this block. Now, day by day, they are shifting to build their houses in by the using this sand cement hollow block. Basically, yeah, previous time they have no any idea how they can build this sand cement hollow block. After provide this training, now they have capacity and they know how to build this sand cement hollow block, and they are also using this block in the community level, in the roots level.
Okay, thank you, Shorib Bhai. Nafis sir, I have a question for you. How can we bridge between local innovations and national building codes?
Yeah. So actually, for that, so HBR also do this work. So yeah, as you asked that, we also always try to do some local research, and then we try to so include the research-based findings in our national building code. Most of the actually cases, the building code is for safety and other issues, but beside that, we need to actually address the local innovation. As you know that in localities, reuse of traditional or existing materials is there, but according to our building code, public procurement, so scope is very less. So nowadays, we are thinking of to introduce this sort of thing, that some recycle materials, reuse materials, and salvage materials with refurbished thing, so we can use in a building code. So there is a huge scope to use this sort of thing in building materials in our national building code, but based on research. So yes, we need it, but we need to do more research on that.
Yes, sir. You are absolutely right. And I have a question for Momtaj Bhai. What challenges do you face in ensuring women participation in this project? Momtaj Bhai.
Yes, thank you, Aku. I think in the production, in the production center where the hollow blocks and solid blocks we are producing, it is very laborious job. So the women's participation is less, but in the using of hollow blocks and solid blocks, in the household construction and also road construction, they are, for us actually they are we are engaging them in our works. It is not a big challenge for them. They are participating in our works. Thank you.
Thank you, Bhaiya. And now, actually, we planned an engaging discussion, but the internet is really shocked today. Thank you to our speakers and participants for your thought-provoking questions and insights. To wrap up, let me summarize the key takeaways. Locally led adaptation thrives when communities are empowered with suitable environmentally friendly solutions like raised plinth and resilient shelters. Aligning these innovations with national standard as highlighted by HBRI's work ensures scalability and impact. Capacity building, especially for women and local entrepreneurs, is critical for long-term resilience. So this session is just the beginning. We encourage you to continue this conversation through Gobeshona platform, join the relevant communities, and explore collaboration opportunities. Together, we can turn research into action for climate resilience. Thank you once again, Nafis sir, Momtaj bhai, and Shorib bhai. Late
Sorry,
night.
Apu,
Yes.
may I raise some question to another panelist?
Sure.
So I have. I want to know, actually, it was very nice to the presentation from the HBRI, Nafi sir. You went to very in-depth experience. Now what HBRI is doing and what is why we are using the environmental friendly materials and what are the uses and what we are piloting. It was very interesting to me. So I have 2 or 3 questions I want to know from Nafi sir. So the first one is in the coastal area, as there is an impact of salinity. So how we can increase the longevity of the solid block or hollow block, the environmental friendly materials, and these are made of sand and cement. So another is still I'm not sure it is actually it might be political decisions or the government decisions how we can how you can contribute. So as we are in the working in the ecological critical area of Sundarban, still we see most of the people are using burnt clay bricks. So what actions you are taking from the government so we can reduce the use of burnt clay bricks, especially in the Sundarban area? And the last one is as we are saying the solid block and hollow blocks are environmentally friendly materials. Still, we are using cement to produce this. So, what is the percentage of carbon dioxide is reduced compared to the traditional bricks to the same size of solid bricks? Over to you. Thank you, sir.
So, okay, let me come from the last question first. Okay, thank you, Montas bhai, for asking some question. So, I will try to give answer. Hopefully I will able to convince you. Okay, yes, it is true that the carbon footprint of cement is not less. It is huge. It is very much similar to or near to the clay burn brick. Even if the clay burn brick is some extent perforated and then hollow, so the carbon footprint may be less than cement. But in Bangladesh context is different. So our first target is the topsoil. You know that we have a small country with a huge amount number of people. So 18 crore people living in this country, and we have small amount of cultivated land regarding the people. So that's actually our first focus is to save the topsoil. agricultural land, and then our focus is there about the climate change, because that almost 30 years back we have developed this hollow block in this country, so we have introduced that, but it took almost 30 years, 35 years to make it popular. So because the earlier our focus was to mostly carbon emission and things, but later on if we feel that actually this is more the food security also more important than carbon emission in this Bangladesh perspective, because our carbon emission global is very less. However, but we also need to address this. But in cement actually we import the clinker and we actually grind it here, and we produce cement. So our Bangladesh in perspective, our carbon footprint is less than other countries because we don't produce the clinker, but still it is also polluting somewhere in the world. However, so that's actually we trying to promote the hollow blocks, concrete hollow blocks, because the raw materials is mostly sand, and sand is available in our river bed. So that's actually, so I'm also trying to give you the answer to the second question regarding Sundarban. So in our past work with Friendship, actually we utilize the locally available sand in blocks. Okay, if we can use this local available block with cement, then we can save our clay, and we can save our firewood. Because in Sundar areas people are actually using the firewood rather than coals. So this is another issues we need to take care of. So we can produce easily the block with local sand and cement. And now come to the first question, salinity. Yes, salinity is a big problem in construction, but I have some research and I have some ideas on that. And we already applied in one project in Friendship, that we found that in coastal areas, the even cyclone comes in some paka bari actual house. What we found that in plinth area, it remain intact, but the wall, the plaster eroded, and the bonding of bricks actually become loosened. But if you see the plinth, it remain intact. So one hypothesis actually we got from that. Okay, there is some cement net finishing on the plinth. So the idea is, if you once you constructed the house and if you make it sealed from the water, if you make the structure safe from water, if you not allow the water painted in the building or wall, then it will long last. Okay, that's actually what we did. Actually, we make block with locally sandy and salty sand, and then we build the home, and then after dry it we just put the cement net finish all over the outside of the building. And now I think 4 years already passing. I think Sharif can add that note that whether how they are performing the building. So the wall, if there is any erosion, crack, whatever. So I think this is the one, so locally and very passive solution we can apply. And beside that, there are some chemicals, there are some cement now available in the market for coastal areas. So we can also utilize this sort of saline-free cement or saline-resistant cement in construction. So there is some solution as well. So, and I think you also asked about the policies.
Yes.
Policies, that how, so what is the policy of the government? Yes, the government policies is to, first was the introduce the concrete hollow blocks or brick alternatives, not concrete hollow blocks, brick alternatives. There may be other alternatives, like we can use the bamboo, we can use the wood. We have some, they are the some good materials. Even we can use the non-flat brick as well, because in river, in silt area, or where the siltation is there, then this siltation can be used in the making the brick. So we can also use this clay brick, non-flat brick, established brick with the clay, because the clay at Sundarban areas is more sticky. So if you can include some lime and other materials, and lime, then fly ash, or and some natural materials, even some like fiber, like in local areas, some thatch pieces, that we can make it a good block. So there are lots of options, but that in coastal areas, cyclone and water surge are there. So we also need to some permanent materials rather than temporary materials, because if we make build house with the temporary materials, and even after any cyclone or disaster, if they require maintenance, frequent maintenance, then it will be expensive for them. So maintenance also important issues. So we need to make our home less maintenance or almost maintenance free. And beside that, now we are giving the focus on circularity. So we need to consider, because in our common practice, circularity is not there. So we need to try to utilize the refurbished materials in our construction. We need to use the recycled materials, because the good thing of block is block can be recycled again. So if you so some there is some there are uh, some question and that about that the brick can be easily recycled, but whether the block can be recycled or not. Block can be 100% recycled. Even if we recycle this block, uh, if we can recycle this block, so then make the new materials, then the quality improve, because there are some free cement or lime in the previous block, so it can again react and it can bind with the new cement. So these are the good thing, if we can utilize the recycle thing, and in our construction, even not recycle, we have to think about that the utilization of materials locally produced. So we have to develop local industries, local manufacturer, because now what I found that one of your uh, road you are constructing with the interlocking blocks like unipavers. So these are the good initiative, because it is easily less maintenance, it requires less maintenance, and it is easily replaceable. And all I appreciate the ideas of using the ferrocement for the bank production. Even you can use the some there are some like so perforated block in paper, so you can use there, so to protect the bank river. Then within perforation, actually it allows the grow the uh, grass and other uh, uh, river bank erosion protection plants you can plant there. So it will be, I think, good option. You can, if you in future you can practice there. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for your nice clarification.
I have seen we have a question in chat box for Sharif Bhai. The question is how your organization establish a community-led approach in the affected community. Mumtaz Bhai, hello.
Sorry, would you please repeat?
Yes. How your organization establish a community-led approach in the affected community.
Okay, actually, this is not so easy, as people actually don't always welcome new technologies or new ideas. But in the meantime, actually, where we are working for a long time, now they are using they are using this environment friendly materials, and they know its sustainability. In the same time, as they are the user there, and if there is any cyclone or any uh, climate impact, so they will be first impacted. So uh, we are promoting, and also not only friendship is the only actor, and the other actor is also promoting to uh, to save Sundarban. So now the people are now understanding slowly, to save Sundarban they have to go for alternative options, and now they are realizing, and with their understanding and realizing about the importance of Sundarban and use of alternative technologies, and they are slowly moving to the to the environmental friendly materials. Thank you.
So I would like to add some points with the Mumtaz Bhai, that okay, actually this sort of alternative technology also encourage the entrepreneurship in local areas. You know that for brick factories, traditional brick kilns, it requires huge investment, huge resources, but with the small, very small formwork or small machineries, they can produce the brick by themselves, and they can also become entrepreneur with a bit higher or bigger machinery. So it also open, that then in local areas you can see the um, toilet ring slab. So they used to build, make in the area. So this sort of entrepreneur can introduce this sort of brick in their production line. So it also encourages local economy to contribute in construction sector.
Thank you, sir. Wonderful. Hope Redwan sir is
So
still with us.
I also answered
Yeah.
the Ridwan Bhai's
Sure.
questions.
Yeah.
I also answered.
Thank you for reply.
Yes,
Thank you
I
for your
already
answering in the
answered
chat.
this
Yeah,
question. Yes, he can see
we have seen it.
his chat box.
Yeah. Hope Redwan sir is still with us and who actually asked the questions. Hope you get your answer. And on behalf of Friendship and the Gobeshona Global Conference, thank you for your time and commitment. Stay tuned for follow-up resources and networking opportunity. Thank you, Nafis sir. Join with us, and Shorif bhai and Momtaz bhai. Thank you. Thank you to all.
Thank you for giving us the opportunity to talk.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello.
Could it there
Hello, Miss.
from ICCCAD?
Hello. We wanted to take a
Yes.
screenshot.
I'm
of-
so sorry because here our internet is really disturbing, so we couldn't actually operate our session properly.
It's okay. Would we open the camera for a screenshot? As the session is ending.
Only me.
Oh, you're on there. Okay, it's fine.
Yeah, already
Right.
they're gone.
Okay,
Yeah.
thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much.